guys, it's Molly from Club Pilates Bozeman, and I put together a fun athletic mat class for you that you can do at home with zero props. The only thing I would recommend having is maybe a chair nearby. I'm going to use my mantle here just for a light assist with some of the balance exercises that we're going to do at the beginning of class. And then we will head down to the mat for the second portion of the class, so be sure that you have a mat, or I'm just going to use my carpet here so my spine is supported. Other than that, you just need your body, and these are exercises that I do a lot at home. So I sort of just compiled all my favorite exercises that I tend to do when I'm at home and short on time. So I hope you enjoy it, and be sure to let me know that if you try it. So let's go ahead and bring our feet hip distance apart and parallel, and our toes are pointed straight ahead. We're going to get into our breath and just arrive in our body. So go ahead and lift your arms up overhead on your inhale, inhaling through your nose. And then on your exhale, bring your arms to goalie posts and lift your heart up and breathe out through your mouth. Let's do that again. So inhale, arms up, eye gaze straight ahead. And exhale, breathing out through your mouth, threading your heart through your arms, bending your elbows, pulling your abs in. Again, inhale, arms up, eye gaze straight ahead. Exhale, elbows bend, palms forward, little chest lift, abs engaged. Eye gaze looks slightly up. And again, inhale, arms up. And exhale, lift the heart, lift the gaze, pull your abdominals in. Arms reach up, find another inhale. And we'll bring our hands to our hips now. Go ahead and make sure your hips are level. We'll add in a little heel lift with the right heel, and then just lower it back down. So easy peasy, but I need you to do something for me. Every time you lift your right heel up, bring awareness to your hips. Are you hiking your right hip to do so? Like this. This is what I don't want. So as you lift the heel every single time, the hips stay level. Nothing changes. Your abdominals stay pulled in. Think about the lower fibers of your abdominals, right where you pull, or right where you zip up your jeans. I want that to be active, so pull your belly button in, pull your pelvic floor up as you do this. I'm gonna pivot here and come profile so you can see me and see my low back. So as I do this, the natural curve of my low back does not change. A long spine is a happy spine. A long spine means that your core is turned on and active. So we want to maintain that. Create strength and stability in your hips, in your pelvis, in your center body. Okay, I'm adding on, guys. So I have my surface here that I'm probably going to use off and on throughout this series. I'm now going to lift up my right knee to tabletop. Again, my low back has not changed. My abs are still turned on. And then I'm going to place it back down, toe ball heel. So here's what I don't want. Okay, a lot of us tend to do that. No good. I want that low back strong. I want my core turned on. I want my low back stable. All right, I'm going to add on. Do what you wish with your hands. You can have your hand at your hip. You can have your hand at your low back to make sure that it's behaving. Adding on, I lift the leg up to tabletop. My low back has not moved or changed. And then I'm going to sweep my leg back behind me, coming into a seesaw position. So my chest went down, my leg went straight. I'm going to hold it here to just feel the work, not rush it, create that mind-body connection. And I'm going to sweep the leg back to tabletop. Again, my low back is long and strong. And I'm going to do it again. I'm going to reach it back. I'm going to inhale, I'm going to sweep it back up, abs engaged. Chest is open. I'm shooting for about 10 here. So I'm going to take my hand off of my mantle To add in a balance challenge for these last few, you can do so if you wish. I'm gonna bring my hands to heart center. Lots of work for that standing leg. Try to get the leg longer, reaching long through the crown of your head, keeping your spine neutral. I think we have about 4 more. Find a focal point. If you fall out of it, no big deal, right? You just come back into it. Come back into it stronger. If I'm off with my counting, you can message me. I'm going to call this our last one. I'm going to make it my best one. I'm going to lengthen a little longer. I'm going to pull my abs in a little bit more. Big breath in through my nose. And big breath out through my mouth. Awesome. Okay, so moving into some lunges. So my left leg is forward, my right leg is back. My shoulders are over my hips. So go ahead and find that position for you. Again, I'm going to use my surface for a little bit of this series. We'll start with 2 straight legs. Eye gaze is straight ahead, outside hand is on your hip. Now before you move, get set up for success. So when we're in a lunge, I want you to step back as far as you can. Bigger is better, but I don't want your hips to come out of alignment, so I want them square. So if you step so far back that I have to open up that hip, that's too far. So find that sweet spot for you. All of our bodies are different, so it's good to get to know your body so you can work and meet your body where it's at. So legs are long to start. From here, you're gonna bend both knees and we're gonna hold it just for a second and get into the work. So pull your pubic bone slightly up towards your nose. That's gonna keep your abdominals engaged. It's really, really important so that we're not getting into our low back. So pull your pubic bone up towards your nose, scoop out the lower fibers of your belly. From here, I'm gonna come up to 2 straight legs. I'm gonna do it again. Come up to 2 straight legs, and then bend both knees. So I probably could tap my back knee down, like so, like I'm gonna propose. But if I do too many of those, I'm going to lose my form. So pick your poison, maybe tap your knee a couple times. Starting with this nice, big range of motion. And lunges are so good for us. They're oldies but goodies. Last 3. Last 2. Last one, and we hold it. So find that sweet spot where you feel challenged, but you can maintain it. I'm gonna take my hands off of my balance support, bring my hands to heart center. I am gonna check in with my low back, make sure that I haven't lost it. My core is still active. I'm gonna pulse it. 10, small range of motion now. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it. What would happen if you went 1 inch lower? Let's find out. Go low. You got this. Stay with it. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I'm going to sweep the back leg up. I'm going to cross my right ankle over my left. And I'm going to find a figure 4 to stretch it out. So keep that spine nice and long. Whew. I'm going to bring my hands to heart just to find a balance. I'm going to close my eyes. I'm going to milk this because we have to do the other side next. So breathe it out. Take a cleansing breath. So the best thing about working our legs is we get to do it twice, right? We have to even out. So let's go ahead and pivot turn. So remember, we started that whole series with our marches. So we have to go back to our marches and get set up for success for the more dynamic movement to come. So let's bring our hands to our hips like we did before. And now I'm going to lift up the left heel. So remember, this is about finding your level hips. It's about bringing awareness to your pelvis. We all have different pelvises. So mine's going to be different than yours. Notice what you tend to do. Most of us tend to do one or the other. We tend to stick our booty out, okay? Or we tend to sit in our low back. So that's what I tend to do after 3 pregnancies. So I have to bring that awareness to find that natural curve of my low back and to zip up my center body. Okay, let's add on. So I'm going to bring my hand to my mantle just for a little balance support to start. You're invited to do so as well. Now I'm going to lift my leg up to tabletop. Again, my spine has not moved. So Bad Molly would do this, but with awareness from Pilates, I know that I need to keep that spine long. So find that good alignment for your body. I'm going to keep my breath going. As we know, when we breathe deeply, it brings oxygen to our blood. It helps knit our ribs together. We want to keep those ribs connected so our core can stay turned on. Chest stays open, shoulders are anchored. Okay, adding on. So I lift the leg up. Then I reach the leg back. Finding the seesaw position. Leg goes long, chest goes down, crown of the head reaches long in front of you. Then I sweep the leg back and back to tabletop. My low back doesn't misbehave. So reach it long behind you. And then I sweep that knee in, fire into my center body. So remember, in Pilates, all movement is generated from our center, from our core. There's lots of different words that we use, powerhouse. But we need to breathe, and we need to get to know our spines. So I know we're about halfway there when my booty and my stabilizing leg starts screaming at me. That's how I count. So tons of work in your stabilizing leg. I love this exercise. There's lots of different ways to do it, but it's a combination of endurance, strength, and length. We have lunges coming up. Okay, this is going to be my last one. I'm going to hold it. I'm going to get deeper in the work by breathing a little bigger, by taking my hand off of my balance support. I'm going to get longer. Big inhale, big exhale. Awesome. Take it down. All right, heading into lunges. So remember, one leg back, one leg forward. So I have my right leg forward, left leg back. Take a look at your feet. You should never be on a tightrope when you're lunging. You step as far back as you can without losing it in your hips. So this is about good for me. Check in with your upper body, shoulders over hips, abs are engaged, my heart is open. I'm going to bring my hands to my hips this time. So I'm going to bend it down and stand back up. So bend it down maybe like you're going to pop the question, and then stand back up. I can only do a couple of those where I get that low before that front booty screams. So I'm only going to do a couple. Maybe you do them all like that. Driving through my front heel, that's the secret to keep that booty engaged. Notice if you're holding your breath. No good. Breathe big. Okay, we're gonna hold it here. Remember, pubic bone tilts slightly up towards your nose. Keep those abs engaged. We're gonna pulse it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it. Don't come out of it. You got this. Arms up. You can do anything for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You're out. We're going to take that figure 4 now. Reach the left leg forward. And I'm going to cross my left ankle over my right knee, above my right knee, and flex my left foot. Booty goes back behind you. I'm going to take my hand off and bring my hands to heart center. Milk it. Let it all go. Okay, guys, we're heading into one of my favorite things, mindful burpees. So I'm going to give you a modification to start. We'll start with our feet, here I'll face you. We'll start with our feet hip distance apart and toes turned out at 10 and 2, 11 and 1 on imaginary clock, not 10 and 2, 11 and 1. And we're going to send our booty back. Bring your hands to heart center. Now I'm looking up at you, which causes my neck to arch. So ideally you should look about 8 feet in front of you on the floor. From here you're going to stand up and press back. Little chest opener. Take it down, press it back. Take it down, press it back. Opening up that chest, so that's by design. A lot of us tend to round forward. No good. We do that because we sit on our computers or our iPhones or hold babies and children in car seats. So we want to work our body tall. Tall, long, and strong. That's your mantra. You are welcome to stay here, okay? If it's not a burpee day, it's not a burpee day. Don't fight it. Otherwise, I'm going to take you into what I call mindful burpees. So I'm going to pivot again. I'm going to come towards the front here. I'm going to take it down like we were before. But this time I'm going to hit the floor. I'm going to sweep my left leg back, then my right leg back. Now my left leg forward, right leg forward. Take it down, big press up. So take it down, squat, hit, right leg back, left leg back. Right leg forward, left leg forward, down and up. Take it down, hit, left leg back, right leg back. Left leg forward, right leg forward, take it down. Up, we have 2 more. Down, hit, right, left, right, left, take it down, explode. Last one, down, hit, back, back, and hold it. Okay, get strong, get long. Pull your pubic bone slightly up towards your nose. Keep your hips in line with your shoulders. Push the floor away from you, okay? That can be the secret sauce for a lot of people. Actively push the floor away from you like you're allergic to it. Stay with it. We're almost out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here it is. Awesome job. Okay, now we are heading down to the mat. So grab that mat if you need it, or transition to the carpet. Hands underneath your shoulders, and knees are underneath your hips, heading into cat-cows, which is going to feel really nice. From here, scoop your belly, drop your tailbone, push into the floor, eyes go to your thighs, so you're rounded in your spine. Think of your spine taking the shape of a beach ball, like you're rounding over a beach ball. Then lengthen through the tailbone, lengthen through the spine, and lift your heart up. Eye gaze lifts up as well. So big scoop, big exhale, big push, eyes to thighs, and then lengthen tail, low back, mid back, upper back. Finish with a little lift of the heart. We'll do one more. Exhale. lengthen, and lift. Good. One more restorative exercise here. Thread the needle. So maybe pivot or readjust your right hand to be a little more in the middle. You're going to lift your left arm up. Arm is straight, wrist is straight, eye gaze looks at your hand. And maybe you smile. And then you're going to thread your left arm underneath your right armpit and come all the way down. So now my left shoulder is on the mat. And then I push into my hand. I unwind, look at my hand. Let's do it again. Thread, drop the chest, booty goes up, arm threads through, and untwist, push into the hand, and lift that arm up, finding that nice rotation. And bring it down. We'll do it on the other side. So same idea. Find your neutral spine. Maybe adjust your left hand to be a little more in the center, underneath your heart. And then lift your right arm up. Arm is straight, chest opens. You thread the arm underneath your left armpit and come all the way down. So my right shoulder is touching the mat. And then I push into my hand. I lift the arm up. I look at the hand. And one last time, thread it underneath your armpit. Let it all go. Maybe close your eyes for a moment. And come back up to 4-point kneeling. Awesome. Okay, we are going to lie on our side now. I think I'll start by lying on this side, getting ready for our diamonds. So I'm going to be on my forearm. Okay, you could modify any neck issues, things like that, or shoulder issues. I have people come down onto their bicep just like so. So totally could be here. If you are ready for a little more of an upper body challenge with this, then I suggest challenging yourself and being on your forearm. But I want you to do it wrong first. So we're gonna start with our knees a little bit in front of our hips, and your toes are connected. So remember I said I want us to do it wrong first, and this is what wrong looks like this, like you're just hanging out. So that's no good. That's gonna go into your neck over time, if it isn't already. So I need you to push your forearm into the floor. Now I'm active through my lats. A great way to check in with yourself is to feel your armpit. It might tickle, but feel your armpit and make sure it's hollow. It should feel hollow. If it doesn't feel hollow, that means you're not engaged here. So great little tip and a great way to keep yourself honest. So knees are in line with your hips or maybe slightly in front. Toes are together, and I'm pushing into my forearm, and my armpit is hollow, so we're good to go. I'm gonna bring my top hand onto my hip, but you can modify by placing it in front of your belly button, like a helper hand. You're gonna lift your top knee up and lower it down. Lift it up and lower it down. So diamond. What I don't want is for you to roll back with it. That's no good. So you should be able to keep your balance. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now I'm going to hold it here. I'm going to place my hand on top of my hip to add a little resistance as I pulse it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it. All I'm going to do is extend my legs long and open them up the best I can, and then bring my toes to touch. Now I've hovered my thighs and my shins to add a little challenge. So I reach them long, and then I bend. I reach them long. So notice my calves or my shins, my bottom shin is not touching the mat. Working right into the waist. 4, 3, 2, and 1. I'm losing my balance a little bit. Legs go long. Could you reach your top arm up like you're excited? Breathe it out. Yes, you can for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're out. We're gonna make a Z with our legs. Just sit up like so and side bend towards your legs, towards your back leg. Now I'm gonna restack, bring that arm behind me, and then lift my hips up, taking a dancer stretch, sweeping the other opposite arm behind me. So my hips go forward, my chest goes backwards. Awesome. Okay, we're gonna go to the other side. So same idea, remember, get set up for success. Come down to your forearm or your bicep if you need to, and check in with your armpit. Make sure that your armpit is hollow. Knees are slightly in front of my hips and toes are connected. From here, we're gonna lift the top leg up and down. Up and down. So my top hand is on my hip, or it could be in front of your belly button. Breathe it out. 3, 2, and 1. Hold it up there. I'm going to place my top hand on my hip for a little resistance as I pulse. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now I'm going to extend my legs long. Woo! And then bring my toes to touch. Extend it long. Bring my toes to touch. So lots of waist here, lots of side body, lots of seat. About 5 more. We'll end with a hold. 4. This one always gets me. 3, 2. Hold it. Get longer. Breathe bigger. Get deeper. Lift that top arm up. Yes, you can. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're stretching. So make that Z with your legs. Side bend. We'll take a dancer stretch. Reach your right arm behind you. Lift your hips up. Sweep the opposite arm behind you. Make it dramatic if that feels good for you. Hips go forward. My chest goes backwards. Okay, from here, we're gonna come onto our belly. So if you were pregnant doing this workout and you're no longer working on your belly, do some more cat-cows. We're just gonna be on our bellies for a little bit. You're gonna come onto your tummy. I'm going to rest my head on my forearms. That's where I want you, but I'm going to keep my head lifted so you can hear me. So I'm gonna do it like this. You could follow me if you want. It's more upper back. Otherwise, you can rest like that, okay? From here, I'm going to lift my legs up, lift my legs up and down. So pull your abs in, okay? I can't see them, obviously, but they need to be active. So pull them in, pull them up. Legs are straight. The biggest thing I see is this, just legs sort of like fish out of water. No good. I need them as long as possible. Try to iron out your legs. Last 2. Last 1. Hold it. We're going to swim the legs for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Melts. Okay. From here, hands are underneath my shoulders, my elbows are bent in towards my sides, my legs are going to be wide and my toes are turned out. From here, I'm going to push into my hands. Now this might be as high as you go. Any low back issues, I definitely want to go higher than this. If you have the mobility in your spine, you can press up into swan. It should feel good. If it doesn't, then just do a baby lift. I'm going to look to the right. I'm going to look to the left. Again, armpits should be hollow. This is what could go wrong. Okay, we want to press into our hands. We want to lengthen out through the spine. I'm going to look to the right again. Look to the left again. look forward. I'm gonna come down with control. I'll do it again, press up, breathe, look to the left, look to the right. Shoulders down the back, shoulder blades down the back. Lengthen through the toes. Look forward and go ahead and come on down. Rest your cheek, breathe it out for a moment. So from here, I'm going to switch around. I'm going to kick my feet out in front of me. I'm gonna roll back. Lifting my legs up into tabletop position, we're just gonna do a few. So toe taps, so knees are glued together, my legs are glued together, my knees are over my hips. My shin should be like a table, hence the name tabletop. So imagine placing your favorite drink above your shins. Now remember what we talked about in the beginning of class. So my spine is as long as possible. My low back shouldn't be touching the mat. If you need to modify by pulling your pubic bone towards your ribs, do so. But try to work towards a long spine in this position. My chest is open. My arms are pressing slightly down into the mat. I'm just gonna dip my toes in the water, if there was water there, and then exhale, lift up. Now I can't talk much during this one. It takes that much control to keep this turned on. So I'm bracing my center, my core. I'm deflating my abdominals with every single drop and every single lift. Last one. I'll bring my knees into my chest. I'll rock side to side. Give yourself a little massage. Okay, we're getting close, guys. So let's bring our feet. I'm gonna bring my feet a little wider today to 11 and 1 on an imaginary clock. So my toes are turned out like that, and my arms are gonna rest by my sides. So find that neutral spine, check in, make sure your hips and pubic bone are on the same plane. We're gonna breathe in. We're gonna exhale. We're gonna press into our feet and roll through the spine. So I drive through my heels and I use my back body, my booty, to lift my hips up. My shoulders, my hips, and my knees, ideally, should be in line. Close those ribs. Exhale. Inhale. And then I'm going to take it back down. I'm going to roll through my spine, giving each vertebra its chance to shine. So think of your vertebra as children. They all need your attention and your love. So roll through the spine. The movement is finished when my tailbone touches. Inhale. Breathe out. Roll, press, lift. Inhale. So I can tell, because I saw myself in the fire, my feet could probably scoot back just slightly, so my knees are over my ankles. So check in with yourself. Do the same. Inhale. And exhale. One more, inhale. Exhale, press, roll, scoop the belly, lift the hips, keep the chest open. Roll. I'm gonna do one more because it feels so good. Inhale. Exhale. And let's just add on just a little bit. Why not, right? We're here. So let's lift our toes up. We're already in this more sumo squat position, but if you need to walk your feet out a little wider, do so. And then we're just gonna press the knees open a little more and then back and then close. So press them open a little more and then back to the starting position. So I'm using my side seat to open up my legs a little bit wider every single time. So it's not a big movement, it's not this, okay? It's not out of control. It's tiny but mighty. Get deeper in the work. Get deeper in your breath, deeper in your center with every repetition. We're always going for refinement as opposed to redundancy. Open. Back to start. We'll make this our last one. Open. Back to start. Put your toes down and then roll through your spine all the way down. And there is my baby girl. Okay, we're gonna finish off here. We're gonna bend our knees, roll to the side. Reach your arms out long like a book that's closed, palm on palm. And I'm gonna open my top arm up, look at the ceiling, and then open up a little wider, bringing that hand behind me, and my eye gaze will follow that hand. And then hand back over shoulder, and then close the book. I'm gonna go right into the other side, but you definitely could do more of these because they feel really good. So big breath in, big lift up with that hand. Open that arm out behind you. Look at your hand. Try to keep your hips stacked. So your hip is gonna wanna open. And I noticed on myself it was doing that as well. And then lift the arm back up. And then close. I'm going to come into a crouch position, gracefully coming up, lifting my heels are lifted, I'm on the balls of my feet, and I'm tenting my hands on the ground. So we'll gather ourselves inward to lift ourselves upward. So big breath in, begin pressing your heels down. So now all four corners of my feet are touching the floor. We'll sway side to side. Grab each elbow. Take another big closing breath in through your nose. And then use your exhale to help facilitate the rebuilding of your spine. Your head will be the last thing to lift. We'll lift our shoulders up, that's what we don't want. Then slide your shoulders down the back, anchoring your shoulders, lifting your heart slightly. We'll sweep our arms out, inhale. Eye gaze up. Bring your hands to prayer. Elbows bend. Close your eyes for just a moment. And final breath out of class. Thank you for working out with me.